Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sport. And the Lions have done it. They have shocked the Bulls 29 points to 25. And I'll have you know that both in the fan forum and in my Friday show, I predicted this. I'm not sure I ever actually believed it. But the Lions have done it. 29 points to 25. For the Bulls, it's an absolute disaster result. For the Lions, in the grand scheme of things, it might not seem significant. They're not going to climb places in the rankings. They're not going to suddenly put themselves in contention to qualify for the Champions Cup, but belief and a sense of worth, I think, is very much there. At the end of the day, when you start losing so many matches, you start to doubt, do we belong here? Do we belong in this competition? And results like these, in isolation, maybe don't mean a lot, but to be able to go beat the Glasgow Warriors last week, doesn't matter what kind of team it was, to then beat the Bulls at Loftus, just starts to make you believe again. And I think that's what's been missing from this union in the last couple of months, that sense of belief. And today we saw a fearless Lions side go out there with nothing to lose, everything to gain, and beat a Bulls side who I think probably went out there going, right, we don't want to underestimate them, but we should win. And they were caught unaware, and they were sloppy at times with the Bulls. And the Lions, they did their best to try and give the Bulls a chance. A couple of really poor tries conceded, but the fight in the last 20 minutes was impeccable, and some really impressive individual performances as well. Before we sort of break the game down, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. It wasn't the best start with the Bulls getting a penalty within 30 seconds and going 3-0 up. However, 5 minutes later, in the 6 minutes, Number, who took over the kicking duties, man of the match performance for him. I think he scored 24 of the 29 points. Brilliant game from the scrum off. He added an extra 3 before Edel van der Merwe went over for the first try of the match in the 12th minute. And just a brilliant piece of play. You know, Sinene Nahamba finding himself a first receiver, fires out a pass to Joey Lombard. Marius Lowe brings in Kieran Horn on the angle. Kieran Horn just matches up a 2-on-1 situation, feeds Edel van der Merwe down the left-hand side, who's always going to have the pace to get there. And bang, conversion 10 points to 3. We then saw Sinene Nahamba add an extra 3 points to make a 10-point gap, and then bang, the Lions won a penalty off a tip tackle, and Sinene Nahamba was away to it. Quick tap straight through. The Bulls players literally had turned around to run back. Nahamba was gone. Scored a try, 20 points to 3, and 17-point lead. Any other team would be thinking that's game over. But this is the Lions, who have been known to throw away a lead or two. And I tell you what, it came a bit close because Spandisila Similani went over in the 28th minute. Morné Steyn missing that conversion. Ironically, the Bulls actually losing because of Morné Steyn's boot, which is very rare. We'll talk about it in a minute. Sinene Nahamba then adding 3 extra points in the 32nd before Spoon Corsi finished off a good try in the 38 minutes just before half-time. So half-time score 13 points to 23. The Bulls started well in the second half. Spandisila Similani went over for a second try. It was a frustrating try to concede because the ball was kicked ahead inside the 22. Looked like it was going out. And Edel van der Merwe just trying to basically, shepherd it out. And Sibongile Navuka, credit to him, didn't give up. Got his leg around him, kicked it back in. And Spandisila Similani there to grab it. Morné Steyn missing. It's harsh to criticize Morné Steyn for missing, I think, 3 or 4 conversions when they consider they were all up against the touchline. But that actually was the difference. We then saw Jan Krobela scoring a try in the 61st minute. Morné Steyn nailing the conversion to take the lead 25-23. But penalty in the 65, penalty in the 7th minute. The Lions managing to convert those to go 29-25. The Bulls actually had a late opportunity with a rolling more that looked very promising, but the Lions just hung in there, kept defending, managed to win the turnover, managed to get over the line. If we look at the stats, for example, Bulls 51% possession, but 63% territory. Played in the Lions half a lot. 4 tries to 2, 1 conversion to 2, and 1 penalty to 5 penalties. In terms of running, the Bulls ran more. The Lions beat more defenders. The Bulls had more clean breaks, more gain line carries, more passes, more offloads. The Lions won more turnovers, interestingly enough. Kicks from hand were equal. Defense, the Lions 88%, 100 tackles made of 114 asked. The Bulls 84%, 83 out of 89. Goal kicking success rate 40% for the Bulls, and that's, Ewan Nokia alluded to it. Morné Steyn missing 3 from the boot is very uncharacteristic. They were difficult, there's no doubt about it, but it is very uncharacteristic. Sinene Nahamba flawless off the tee, 7 from 7. Bulls' ruckers were better. The Lions lost a single lineout. Bulls didn't lose any lineouts. In fact, they did actually lose a lineout. I watched them lose a lineout. I suppose they went back afterwards. Scrum success, though, the Lions, I think, actually dominated the scrum in the early stages up until, the reserve front row came on. In terms of discipline, 12 penalties conceded by the Bulls, 9 from the Lions, not too much there. Let's talk about some individual performances, shall we? Sanene Nahamba, 24 points, 41 meters gained, 3 defenders beaten, 5 penalty goals, 2 conversions, and a try. What a game from him. If you look at some other big performances, Frankie Horn is the man that makes this Lions side tick. 9 tackles, 2 carries, but he's just so instrumental to the side. Emmanuel Tuka worked hard, 15 tackles from him. Ruben Skuman also was around the park. Plenty for Edel van der Merwe to do. He ran 68 meters, beating 3 defenders. If we have a look at the Bulls players, Jacques Duplessis got through a lot of work, 5 carries from him. Marco van Staden was quite active as well. Albert Lowe carried the ball up 12 times, 7 tackles. I think the front row struggled a little bit. Jahan Kobala as well, very good defensively, but we'd like to see more with ball in hand, I think, and really attacking players. Didn't see too much from that. If we look at the wings, Spoon Corsi had a fantastic matchup against Rasmus Kleiner. That was a really exciting clash to watch. In fact, I thought Rasmus Kleiner did very well to deal with him for the most part. Similani had plenty to do as well, 29 meters gained. But yeah, it was a great game at the end of the day. And yeah, I didn't back the Lions, but they got the job done. Let me know what you thought about the game down in the comments below. Please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven, and as a happy Lions fan, I'll see you soon.